this could produce quite a few jobs. I mean, not just for the initial farmer that's going to oversee the growing of the produce and fish, but also local construction companies, some long-term employment for people that are in that CDBG category. Frankly, I have difficulty weighing an additional $20,000 for LAEC to go out and do recruitment trips and promote their website for $20,000, and Councilmember Santos is suggesting that we cut the budget in half for an organization who has built a lot of partnership relationships. They've got the educational viewpoint. They're going to support wellness, health, nutrition, just a whole myriad of things in the community, and we're going to consider supporting cutting their budget in half. I'm not going to support that motion just because I really believe they should be funded at their $20,000. And if I would have made a suggestion earlier that we might take $10,000 that we can find in our economic development budget, and maybe we use that as the additional incentive. I also see that this group could raise maybe $70,000, and are we going to hold them up when they can't raise that last $5,000? I don't see the point of holding them up this point over $10,000, frankly. Let them get going on their project. I think they've done their homework, and they've kept the council informed all along the way. And I think that $20,000 compared to what we've been funding with some other economic development things is not unreasonable at this point.
Councilmember Santos.
Thank you, Mayor Baum. Everyone makes good points. However, to try to compare Grow Your Own Meals with Longmont Area Economic Council just doesn't work. Longmont Area Economic Council, as I said, brings primary jobs, which helps fund those primary jobs, bring in new dollars. Those people that work for those companies pay taxes. That's able to fund be able to fund Grow Your Own Meals more. I'm not trying to hurt them. I'm trying to incentivize them to go out and raise more money. And knowing Steve and knowing Marion and everyone else with the organization, I know they're going to do it. If they don't raise if they come in at $74,500, I'll vote to give them the $10,000. Came in close, I'll help you. And again, I asked Marion, and maybe I wasn't listening well enough, but would this hurt the organization in any sense? I'm sure you'll take any money that you possibly can, but is this going to be a death nail and Grow Your Own Meals? Again, I'm trying to incentivize you to go out and raise more money. Because knowing you, Marion, I know you're going to do it.
Well, I was going to say, quite frankly, no, actually. I mean, I hate to be saying that I would take nothing and still go out and raise the money, but at this point, you realize I have committed almost 2 years. I mean, I don't want to overplay what I've done, but I've spent a lot of my own personal time and expense by not earning money by doing this, and really, and with the help of an incredible team who also have devoted many, many hours. I don't think at this point we would give that up very easily. So, the answer is yes, we will go out and raise the money. Is it easier when we can show that the city is a stronger partner? Yes, absolutely, because people resonate. Nobody likes to be the first person on the block. So.
Well, and part of it is, again, as I mentioned to you at the break, is that the city's donated the land, donating the taps, and those have dollar figures to it as well. So you can use that in your fundraising as well, and then also be able to say to others, if we meet this goal, we get another $10,000 from the city.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, it's going to be, I have a little thermometer that's going to go up on my website. The old days when you did that as a kid, and keep going the red up. So now I'll be able to say that. So yes, absolutely.
Thank
And we'll see how quickly that materializes given this economic times. But a lot of what we plan to do is small amounts of fundraising, even within our own community, because if everybody here in Longmont gave $5 or $10 towards this, we'd have the money.
Sure. And I would encourage people to do so.
Thank you very much.
Councilmember Hanson.
Thank you, Mayor Baum. I actually think Councilmember Levison does make a very good point, and I think there is a reasonable comparison. I mean, both of these, LAEC and this organization here, targets primary employment, and I don't understand why we're increasing the budget of one and taking away from another. As far as I'm concerned, we could take that $10,000 from some of the increases we're doing with some of these other outside economic development organizations, such as the ones you mentioned, LAEC. They've requested more money, and I don't see any reason why this organization shouldn't have more money. They have put together an excellent team of, very ambitious in the business sector, a really deep understanding of the science behind this, and potentially can put together a really good project. And I think this is a great opportunity for the city of Longmont. We want to distinguish ourselves and give ourselves some branding and make our city a little bit unique and different from others so that we get some recognition that other cities don't. And it seems like we're missing an opportunity here. And as she pointed out, there's been a lot of personal time put in this, and we've asked an awful lot of them so far, and so I'm definitely not going to vote for this measure to reduce their budget.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor, and we should vote on that. Do you want to repeat the motion, please?
To fund Grow Your Own Meal at $10,000. If they reach a total of $75,000 through additional fundraising, we'll release another $10,000 for funding.
Okay, let's vote.
If I may, before we take the vote.
Certainly.
Thank you. I've worked with Grow Your Own Meal now for the last 2 years as well as part of LEN, and I know that they've put a lot of time and effort into making it happen. And they are committed to making it happen, and I believe that the city is committed to helping them make it happen. And by providing the land and working with them, providing the water and electricity that they need, that's a lot more than we give some other people. And what I heard from Marianne twice tonight is that she's okay with us giving them $10,000 now and $10,000 later. Maybe the $75,000 is a bit of a stretch, but if they get their grant that they got, it should be a cakewalk. And I don't know when the grant will be awarded or if they'll get the full amount or not. But again, what I heard from Marian twice is that she's okay with what we're recommending. So I don't understand why at least 2 members have voiced that they would not support it when the person that's requesting the funding is accepting of it.
Okay, let's vote.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Oh, Councilmember McCoy?
Thank you, Mayor Baum. I'm sorry. When Councilmember Samori started speaking, I started thinking about what he was saying, and I want it to be on record that at least 3 members want to see this total amount given to Grow Your Own Meals, because I honestly believe that this allows them to further their plans at a much more accelerated rate. And I still have an issue with the Longmont Economic Council when I look at the number of employers that they deal with. It's 199, and they've brought in 100. They are showing a growth of 172 employees. In that 170, that's less than a 0.8 employee, and so I am concerned that that's not too impressive comparatively to what I see with Grow Your Own Meals. and also a growth in the number of vacancies from 14% to 15%. So I still feel that we would be better served to put our money with Grow Your Own Meals at full and look at Longmont Area Economic Council reducing its amount. Thank you.
Councilmember Hanson?
Thank you, Mayor Baum. Just one more comment with regard to the amount. I admit, Councilmember Samari, that there was some indication that they could work around that lower amount of money at this point in time, but it was obvious that it was desirable that they could work at a higher amount of money and might make it easier for them to do this project and get started a little bit earlier. But as a person who's very experienced at writing a lot of successful federal grants, one of the things that I've learned is the more matching that you can get from various organizations, the greater the probability of a success on a grant. And so I think that's another thing that we should keep in mind when we decide what we want to budget for them.
Councilmember Samori.
Thank you. The grant has already been submitted, so matching funds right now are not an issue. And while I agree that this could potentially create jobs, it's going to be a while before any jobs are created from it. First, they have to get the design completed, then it has to be built, and then it has to be proven that it's going to do what it's supposed to do. So, having worked with them closely for the last 2 years, I'm fully aware and understand the process and the technology. And I just double-checked with the group, and they're A-OK with what we're proposing. If I felt that they wouldn't be okay with it, I wouldn't support it. So I would suggest that based on what they've told us and based on what I already know firsthand from working with them for 2 years, they can make it work.
Okay, seeing no other further comments, let's vote. The motion carries with Council Members Hanson, McCoy, and Levison dissenting. Is there any further motions with regard to these one-time fundings? Seeing none, I think you have your direction then.